You're listening to The Time-Saving Teacher from Scattered to Strategic with Alison Howd.
Hey, welcome back. It's Tuesday, which means it's time for one idea you can actually use this week. Today, we're talking about Google Forms, and if you already use them all the time, stick with me because I'm going to show you something most teachers don't think to do with them. Quick reminder in case you're newer to this, a Google Form is a free tool inside Google Workspace that lets you build a questionnaire, a quiz, or a survey, and it automatically collects every response into a spreadsheet for you. If you've never made one, you can get there fast. Just type forms.new into your browser or go to forms.google.com. Either one drops you straight into a blank form. Now, most people think of forms as something you use to collect information, a sign-up sheet, a quick survey, or a quiz. But I want to show you how I use one to actually teach a lesson, not just check for understanding after one. So I teach kindergarten through fifth grade technology, and I have a third grade project. It's one of my favorite things to teach is how to research online. Not just finding an answer and copying it down, but actually reading, understanding, and writing something in your own words. So I built a research project using a Google form, and here's how it works. The form opens with a short video that I made myself. It's about 1 minute and 45 seconds, and that explains what research actually is and why using your own words matter. The kids watch it right there in the form, and then they answer a few questions about themselves, their name, their homeroom teacher, since I see 7 different classes of third graders and I need to know who's who. Now here comes the fun part. They pick an animal. I give them a few choices, an elephant, a tiger, or a penguin. And depending on which one they pick, the form takes them to a different section. It's one I built specifically for that animal, and it has a link to that animal's page on the National Geographic Kids site. Now each section asks specific questions about that animal, things they have to actually find on the page, not guess. And at the very end, no matter which animal they picked, everyone answers one final question. They have to write it in. They have to type it. And the question, I think, is, why is it important to write things in your own words? And that's it. That's the whole project. And I've used the exact same form for 2 different groups of third graders now. And here's what I want you to notice. I didn't build a lesson. I built a system. I made the video once. I found the animal links once. I built the branching logic once. And every year since, I open the same form, make 2 small updates, and I'm done. But most of us build something great, we use it once, and then either recreate it from scratch the next year or let it disappear into a folder that we forget about. That's the part I want to change for you. So let's talk about how you could build something like this for whatever you teach. Now, first remember that you can embed a YouTube video or an image directly inside a Google form. That turns the form into the lesson. It's not just a check for understanding after the lesson. Second, use branching. In Google Forms, you can set it up so that someone's answer to one question sends them to a completely different section. They can pick their animal, get that animal's questions, pick your book, and then get your book's questions, whatever fits your subject. And third, and this one I learned the hard way, don't put the year on your Google form. I've made cute little headers before with the year built right into the design, and guess what? Every single year I had to go back and redesign it. So leave the year off and the same form works forever. And fourth, think about how you're collecting names. If you teach one group of kids all day, first name and last name is probably enough. But if you teach several classes like I do, add something that tells you which class or which period they're in. That's what lets you sort responses later and actually know who's who. And one more thing worth knowing, if you've already got a form collecting one kind of information, you don't always need to build a brand new one for something similar. You can connect a new form to an existing spreadsheet instead of creating a new spreadsheet to collect answers for every form. Just make sure you label your tabs clearly so it stays easy to find things. Now here's my favorite part. Updating this form for a new school year takes me about 5 minutes. I go in, I update the teachers' names if they've changed, and then I detach the old spreadsheet that was collecting responses and connect a fresh one. That's the whole process. 5 minutes, and I'm ready for a brand new group of students. Now, building branching logic for the first time can feel a little confusing. If you get stuck or if you want to do something more advanced, like figuring out who has turned something in and who hasn't, that's exactly the kind of thing that my teacher systems lab can walk you through step by step. I'll be honest, when I built this research project, I did use AI to help me come up with good, specific questions for each animal section. Not to build the form for me, but just to help me think through what third graders should actually be looking for on each page. And that's a great use of it too. My teacher system lab is $37. It's a GPT that fits right inside ChatGPT, even the free version. The link is in the show notes, and it's there for whenever you get stuck or want a thought partner. Here's what I want you to do this week. Pick one thing you already teach every single year. It doesn't matter what it is, and build it into a Google form once. Embed a video if you've got one. Add a link kids can explore. Ask 1 or 2 real questions. And the next year, you're not rebuilding anything. You're just updating a few names and swapping a spreadsheet. 5 minutes and you're done. All right, that's this week's episode. If you build something like this, I would genuinely love to hear about it. New episode next Tuesday, 10 minutes, 1 strategy. I'm Alison Howd, and this is the Time-Saving Teacher from Scattered to Strategic. Let's go. Every episode comes with a free resource to go with it. So you don't just hear the idea, you can actually use it. You'll find today's download linked right in the episode description. Grab it, no email required. And if this episode helped, the best thing you can do is hit subscribe so you don't miss next Tuesday.